Our program is about to begin, so if we could call everybody's attention and as best as you can, keeping distance as best as you can, direct your attention please to the front as we are about to begin. Once again, a very good morning, pioneers, to all our student athletes, coaches, staff, and members of the Sacred Heart community. We welcome you to the beautiful atrium here on sprawling West Campus at Sacred Heart University. Thank you for joining us for this very exciting day in Sacred Heart University history. As you know, Sacred Heart University has spent the last few years rising, never resting. We've done it with curiosity, integrity, and determination. We've built tradition on the competition fields and floors while always excelling in the classroom. We're constantly moving forward. Today marks another tremendous day in our story, so thank you for being with us. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. John Patillo, President of Sacred Heart University, to the podium.
Welcome, everyone. We're really all here to hear from Judy Ann, so that's my preamble. To feel free after 45 seconds to hiss Arcanero if he gets up here, because he's not known for short speeches. We know that. Anyway, welcome all of you for being here for a very special day, And in a true pioneer spirit, I'm excited about this opportunity because today we appoint Judy Ann Riccio as our athletic director. She is our first female director in our history, and certainly one of the very few in the nation in the D1 system. So we thank you and congratulate you. Judy Ann has proven herself over the years to certainly know the institution well and athletics, and I'm sure with that same spirit she'll continue to be an advocate for our student athletes who are very much key part of who we are. So with that, Judy Ann, I want to congratulate you and wish you the best and look forward to working with you. Again, Jim, keep it short.
Well, next I would like to introduce Jim Barcanero, Senior Vice President for Enrollment, Student Affairs, and Athletics. You heard the man. Come on up. Jim Barcanero.
So 17 years ago, I learned, 12 years ago, that Phil and Peter Ward and Mike Kinney and whatnot hired an analyst in their division. And at the time, there was never enough money in my division, so I'm like, okay, someone else that I'm going to have to deal with. But 12 years ago, I was in need of an analyst in the division, making sure that we were balancing all the departmental budgets in the division that I oversee, with athletics being the number one expense side of the house for me. And I learned, I think it was Peter, maybe it was Phil, that there's this great analyst that they have, and her name, Judy Ann Riccio, would be coming over, and would I be okay with it? So with all truth behind that decision, I was a bit skeptical that maybe there was a mole coming into the division who's gonna start, tearing apart my divisional budget. But the truth of the matter is that from that first year until literally today, I would watch, oh, by the way, we were neighbors. I would watch Judy Ann's interaction with my direct reports, their direct reports, even those little pushed down into the organization. I particularly watched coaches, assistant coaches, as they were trying to resolve issues where Judy Ann could come up with strategies that were solving their problems, solving their challenges. Over the course of that time, too, I had to write it down. Slowly but surely, in my own interactions with Judy Ann, she was becoming expert with compliance and Title IX, sports information and academic advisement, the operations of the Pitt Center and all the things that we were doing with facilities, strength and conditioning, athletic training, roster management. She was filling out for the decade all the critical reports that would go to the federal government, go to the NCAA, and go to our league with the most teams in at the Northeast Conference. And of course, she was essentially the CFO for intercollegiate athletics. So when the opportunity came where Dr. Patil and I were discussing, where we were going to go in the future with the athletic directorship, it was, for me, as they say, a no-brainer. Her expertise, the relationship management skills that she has, her intellect, her sharpness, and for the student athletes in here, there was no greater fan than Judy Ann in terms of the experience that our student athletes would have. So with all of that, she becomes our 5th athletic director in history. Don Feely, number 1. Dave Bike, number 2. Don Cook, Bobby Valentine. So it gives me incredible pleasure to introduce to you, and for those who haven't yet met her, the 5th athletic director at Sacred Heart, and one in the top 15%. I should add, by the way, there's 357 Division I schools, of which, and Dr. Patil referenced this, 36 have the sport of football that have a female athletic director, and she joins that very austere group. Judy Ann, please step forward. The new athletic director of Sacred Heart University, Judy Ann Riccio.
I am so honored and privileged to assume the position of athletic director here at Sacred Heart University. It is my vision that we as a department will have a shared sense of purpose and mission and values, balancing the success on the fields with the success in the classroom, and always providing a first-class student-athlete experience. I will work diligently in the pursuit of that first-class experience. Our student-athletes will always come first. The pursuit of excellence is a contact sport, and I will be here every day, sleeves rolled up and ready to work for this department. I will not talk a big game, I will show up and do it. Having worked at SHU for all these years, I have built relationships across campus, relationships that will help elevate us at SHU athletics to the next level. We are so fortunate to have President John Patillo and a university administration that is committed to athletics. There is a lot of positive momentum with our new Martiri Family Arena, with the addition of our 33rd sport, women's wrestling, and I look forward to working with Senior Vice President Jim Barcanero on a complete re-envisioning of our athletic facilities. I would like to thank Jim for leading by example, to show initiative, to have a tremendous work ethic, and a willingness to take opportunities to lead. His influence on me as my supervisor has taught me to be over-prepared, to have an intellectual curiosity, and to build collaborative relationships across campus. I would also like to thank Senior Vice President for Finance, Phil McCabe, who first hired me here at SHU so many years ago. It is because of his training that Sacred Heart Athletics will be a sound business enterprise. We will strategically allocate resources and be good stewards of institutional and fundraised dollars. I'd like to thank Dr. John Patillo for his entrepreneurial spirit and his progressiveness in selecting the first female athletic director in SHU history. I am so thankful for your recognition to my contribution to athletics over all of these years. I would like to recognize my predecessors, especially the legendary Don Cook and Bobby Valentine, both of whom I have had the pleasure of working very closely with. I'd like to thank my family, my parents, Steve and Judy, who traveled from Long Island to be here today. My husband, Frank, who, if you ask the coaches, is quite literally the biggest Sacred Heart athletic fan there is. And my children, Ryan and Lauren, who have grown up on this campus and consider it their second home. I want to thank our exceptional athletic staff, along with our talented coaches and trainers. You all are the backbone of this department. I thank you, I rely on you, and I will be with you there in the trenches every single day. Together, we will do great things. And most importantly, thank you to our student athletes. What an exceptional group of young people you are. I look forward to getting to know all of you. Working with you, our students, has been the single greatest reward of this role. In closing, this is a red letter day for myself, for my family, and for Shoe Big Red. I am so proud to be a pioneer for the Pioneers. Thank you all so much.
Thank you again for being here with us today. Thank you, Judy Ann. We can't wait to get going with you leading us this year and beyond. Once again, please join me in congratulating our new athletic director, Judy Ann Riccio, and her family, and all of you student athletes who she is such a champion for. We'd like to ask the coaches and staff to please make some noise for our student athletes, because it is all about our student athletes. That's why we're here.